Welcome to Sex Ed with DB. I'm your host, DB. Let's get into it. Here are my top 3 favorite things I love about Uberlube. Number 1, Uberlube makes sex feel a lot more pleasurable. It's as simple yet as powerful as that. Number 2, Uberlube is recommended by leading doctors, and its body-friendly ingredient list is widely used by people with sensitivities to lubricants. And number 3, Uberlube will not stain clothing or bedding. Any spills can be easily cleaned with detergent and water. Use code SEXEDWITHDB for 10% off at uberlube.com. Are you falling into a pattern with your partner? Looking to change things up but aren't sure how? Me and my partner exit our ordinary with Lion's Den. Lion's Den has hundreds of your favorite brands to help you and your partner reconnect or try something new. From novices to dungeon masters, there are products for every comfort level. With 50 plus years in business, Lion's Den is here to help. Can't make it to a local store? Shop online and chat with a customer service team member while you shop. Lion's Den offers our listeners 15% off in-store and online using code SEXEDWITHDB at lionsden.com. Let's talk about vacation sex. If you're like me, I bet you want a little pleasure while you're away, but can't fit your entire sex toy collection in your carry-on, huh? Say hello to the brand new Magic Wand Micro. Born into such a famous family, this little wand has quite a reputation to uphold while fitting in the palm of your hand. Same magic, now in pocket size. Use code SEXEDWITHDB at Lion's Den for 15% off your Magic Wand Micro now. Hey y'all, DB here, sex educator, pleasure expert, and rom-com critic. Today we're bringing you a best of compilation all about porn, one of the most asked about and misunderstood topics. You'll hear highlights from 2 minisodes that get real about what we're watching and why. First up, what kind of porn is everyone watching? Where I break down some of the most popular genres in recent years, why hentai is on the rise, and how to think critically about ethical porn consumption. Then, is it normal to watch gay porn if I'm straight? A deep dive into fantasy, identity, and why the porn we enjoy doesn't always need to match our labels. Whether you're feeling curious, confused, or just down to learn more, you're in the right place. Let's get into it. Welcome back, you horn dogs. You know what this episode is about. This episode is about porn. Okay? It's normal. It's fine. We're horny. Get used to it, okay? The question that someone wants to know is, what is the most popular porn category? And I love that Pornhub does a year in review every year to go over the most popular search terms, what's going on in each state, in each country. There are some really, really great, interesting little tidbits in here. And we're going to go over it all together. Porn is normal. A lot of people watch porn. It is a healthy way to engage in fantasy. You can watch it by yourself or with a partner. Most porn is not similar to real life sex. We know this. It's important to remember we use porn as a tool to engage in acts and certain kinds of experiences that maybe we don't even necessarily want to do in real life, and that's okay. We shouldn't feel shame about porn. We shouldn't feel shame about us engaging in something that makes us feel good. And so that's my little spiel on porn before we dive into this 2023 year in review. So what we have here is kind of like the overarching categories of top searches, traffic and time on site, popular categories, queer searches, demos, where people are watching, any movie and TV characters. Take a few guesses maybe. If you're thinking of someone hot, they might be in porn. Video game searches, top 20 countries in depth. Okay, so the trends that define 2023, the number one trend is the golden age. Okay, this has to do, I bet, with the Golden Bachelor. People are horny well into their 80s, 90s, 100. The term mature Searches grew by 77%, and it became the second most popular category among men, led by mature cougar. MILF and DILF were very popular categories. Also, muscle DILF grew 71%. You're welcome for a new search term. Granny searches gained 132%, and GILF increased by 168%, with terms like sexy granny and hot GILF trending. Okay. Number 2 trend, the terms big, bigger, and biggest grew by 177%. Huge tits, huge cock, huge dildo. No surprise. People like big boobs, big bodies. Even though people shame fat bodies, like, of course, they are fetishized in porn. So that's not a surprise to me. Definitely should be thought about. We should be conscientious about this. Maybe time for another episode. Let's see here. Most search terms of 2023. I think this is the same for 2022, but the number 1 search term was hentai, which is anime porn, if you haven't heard of it or seen it, followed by MILF and lesbian. Okay. So yeah, hentai coming up strong, no pun intended, for multiple years in a row now, which is pretty crazy. Most search terms of 2023, same kind of things: lesbian, MILF, hentai. Like, things clearly people like queer women kissing. Clearly they're into older women, and they're also into cartoon porn. And I don't know, cartoon porn is really interesting to me because I feel like we don't really know what goes on behind the scenes for real people for porn. And we know that some people aren't getting paid as they should. Like, the sets aren't as safe and equitable as they should for a lot of mainstream porn. That's why on Sex Ed with DB, we always talk about Dipsy and Make Love Not Porn and Crash Pad series, like queer and feminist porn outlets. And so I think, like, the interesting thing to me about hentai is that, like, there are no actual people involved other than the artists, and, like, the hope is that they're getting paid well. And so I'm just kind of intrigued by this, and, like, very nervous and interested to see how AI porn will compete with hentai. That's a whole other can of worms. But yeah, if you're interested in learning more about AI porn, we have an entire episode on that, team episode that we did a little while ago. So check that out within the past couple months, and listen to that. I'm sure you want to know United States top relative searches here. Okay, this is very funny. In Texas, creamy. Alaska, sex doll. Colorado, femdom, hot. Wyoming is goth. Are you serious? That's very surprising. Go ahead and take a guess about Oregon. I'm sure you're not going to get it. The answer is nudist. Pennsylvania, big boobies. New York, body swap. That's interesting. North Carolina, bubble butt. Alabama, fingering myself. Okay. All right, we can move right along. By a mile, many miles, the number 1 country by traffic is the US, followed by the Philippines, and then France, which is really interesting to me because France has so many less people than both the US and the Philippines. Fascinating. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, favorite times to watch porn? No surprise, most people are watching between 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. But there's a large swath of people also from 3 to 6 p.m. What's going on there, guys? Are we taking a porn break at our jobs? What's happening here? Okay. We have what we're ready for. This is the question here. The original question was, what is the most popular porn category? And I am here to tell you, in 2023, the most viewed categories were: number 1, lesbian; number 2, Japanese; and number 3, ebony, followed by anal and MILF. So then followed by transgender, which I think is so fascinating. Like, again, we're like shameful. We're like feeling shame and shaming other people who are trans and who are queer, and yet it's like the 6th most popular category, which gained 1 ranking from 2022. And also an interesting thing, threesome was a very popular category and it dropped a lot in rankings. So people must be, I don't know. It's just so, I don't know what to make of this. I think I'm just like processing all of this. But I do think like the fact that lesbian is number 1 just shows that like people who are straight and are of every gender identity and sexual orientation watch gay porn. And like, I think that that's something that we should really understand as like, if we are searching for queer porn and we are against queerness in our daily lives and how we vote, we really need to look at ourselves in the mirror. Do we not? Like, we really need to consider what is going on here and why is this happening? Why are we so just horrific towards queer people when we're like using their bodies to get off like that? Like, ugh, you know what I mean? Just, ugh. Anyway, what other fun things are here? Okay, what are the most search for gay terms? Number 1 by a long shot is twink. Then we have anime, panoi, Asian, and hentai. Again, people are into cartoon porn. Like, we need to get used to it. Okay, so fascinating. Pornhub gay, most viewed gay categories. Number 1, straight guys. You see what I mean? Like, we're getting our wires crossed here, and it's totally normal. It's understandable. I get it. People of all sexual orientations watch all kinds of people. And yeah, the women's favorite number 1 is lesbian. And you're not telling me that all women are lesbians who are watching that. Scissoring, up 196%. Transgender, up 175%. Pussy licking, up 105%. That's good. I'm into that. I like that is increasing. Oh, okay. Let's talk about generational differences here. So what are Gen Zs watching compared to Gen Y, Gen X, and boomers? Gen Z's number 1 category is cosplay. Fascinating. Okay, this is embarrassing. Number 2, I'm in this category. Gen Y/millennials, muscular men is the top category. Gen X, scissoring, followed by vintage. Really interesting. Boomers. Boomers, the number 1 is smoking. Okay. This is what the tobacco industry has done to these poor boomers. And number 2 is transgender, once again. And a majority of people watch porn on their phone. 91% of people watch it on their phone. We got 7.2% on a desktop and 1.5% on a tablet. Go iPad users. All right, folks, I could go on and on. I highly recommend that you click the link in the show notes here because there's so many interesting facets of this year in review. When you're traveling, you don't have access to your amazing sex goodie stash. So you start to pack your lube for sexy time in your toiletry bag, and when you open your bag back up, the lube you packed, of course, spills all over your toothbrush, makeup, and floss picks. Enter a brand new product from Uberlube that will get your lube to your destination without spillage. They're new good-to-go travelers, perfect for your purse, pocket, gym bag, or carry-on luggage. The Good to Go Traveler features the same Uberlube product in a discreet aluminum traveler that comes in 6 colors. Use code SEXEDWITHDB for 10% off at uberlube.com.
Welcome to Two Black Girls, One Rose,
a podcast discovering what we can learn about modern dating, love, and relationships from popular television. I'm Natasha.
And I'm Justine.
We're best friends and TV fanatics, and every week on our podcast, we're recapping all of your faves, from reality shows like Love is Blind and The Bachelor to classics like Sex and the City.
Each week, we recap the latest episode while discussing topics like, is friendship or passion a better foundation for a relationship? And should we be dating men in their 20s?
We both spent our 20s dating all around New York City, so we've got a lot of relatable mess and stories to share.
Listen to us on all podcast platforms, and for bonus and video content, join us on Patreon.
We talk a lot about sex education, but when I'm shopping for products to support my sexual wellness, exploration, and expression, I head to the experts at Lion's Den. Lion's Den is a pleasure product retailer with over 50 locations nationwide and hundreds of your favorite brands. They have everything you need to explore and express your sexual side. Right now, you can use code SEXEDWITHDB for 15% off your purchase in-store and online at lionsden.com. Follow them on social media at Lions Den Adult on Instagram and TikTok for exclusive offers, deals, and giveaways. Hello, friends. Happy Friday. I am happy to be back with another question from an anonymous reader/listener. So thanks so much for writing in. And this question is a phenomenal one that we've gotten a lot of time. So I'm really excited to talk to you all about it today. And I'm curious to hear your thoughts and feelings as well. So feel free to DM us, email us at sexedwithdb@gmail.com and let us know what you think. So the question we have today is, I'm straight, but I watch gay porn. Is that quote unquote normal? And I put the quotes on the word normal because I really want to first start by breaking down that word normal. I think while it's a super common buzzword, right, that people type into Google, am I normal? But that word, if we really think about it, is a little bit stigmatizing, right? Like it implies that if you do something that everyone else doesn't do, then you're weird or you should be ashamed of yourself. But the reality is that as long as you're not hurting anyone non-consensually, as long as, the habit of watching porn isn't taking over your day-to-day routine, and that thing that you're doing, in this case, watching gay porn, even if you're straight, makes you feel good, what you do should be celebrated instead of stigmatized, right? So I first just want us to get out of our heads with this idea of, is this normal? Because if it feels good and if you're excited about it and if you're happy about it, then as I say all the time, go to town. It's really important that even if we're stuck in our head about these labels, that we just allow ourselves to feel pleasure and get excited by something. And that's perfectly okay to really know about yourself that this gives you pleasure. Now that we got that out of the way, right? Many straight people, especially straight cis women, so if you came out of the womb and you had a vagina and the doctor was like, you're a girl, and you are feeling like you're in line with that sex you were assigned at birth, that means you're a cis woman, or that is what a cis woman is. Many straight people, especially cis women, watch gay or lesbian porn. And in fact, a 2014 Pornhub report, yes, Pornhub does reports, showed that, quote, lesbian is the most popular category for female viewers of this digital porn portal. That's actually a quote from Yahoo Life. Very fun. Digital porn portal. That is a tattoo on my lower back that I just got. Just kidding. So, if that's the most popular category for female viewers, do you think that every single female viewer identifies as lesbian or gay or bi? Probably not. There are probably a lot of cis straight women in that category. And why? Maybe why might straight cis women enjoy lesbian porn? Or why might cis straight men enjoy gay porn? When we're talking about lesbian porn specifically, it could be because lesbian porn is maybe generally softer than other porn. Essentially, there are these categories like gangbang or fisting or double penetration that maybe isn't it, as the kids are saying, for women. Maybe they don't want to see those acts of violence occurring in mainstream porn. Maybe they want to, see someone who's experiencing pleasure. And maybe cis women viewers could imagine themselves being the recipient of that pleasure, right? And specifically for straight men, maybe gay porn is something that's exciting to you, and maybe you just like seeing bigger bodies have sex or gay men kissing or whatever it is. It's totally normal and perfectly okay for you to be watching the kind of porn you want to be watching and for it to not maybe fit in this box of who you think you are when it comes to your sexual orientation. And so, whatever the reason may be, I really just want to challenge you to think through, okay, like, does it feel good for me when I'm watching this porn? Is it exploitative? Is it ethical, right? When we're talking about ethical porn, we want to make sure that it is transparent and respectful of the people who are in it, that it has diverse folks, that they're paid equally and fairly, that the practices of marketing for post-production are not exploitative, right? As long as it's not exploitative and it's not hurting anybody, try not to judge yourself or label yourself in the process. And I know that might be hard and confusing, but at the end of the day, the word normal is and can be stigmatizing. I think that if we feel like we fit outside of these boxes, then we're not worthy, we're not normal. But in reality, you're great just the way you are. And the kind of porn that you watch could be part of your fantasy, could be where you want to see yourself, could be just something totally out of left field. And that's great and totally okay. And I really want to encourage you all to think through the idea that your entertainment, as long as it's exciting for you and you're feeling good about it, is amazing. And I'm happy for you for getting that pleasure. That's all we have for this best of episode. We hope these minisodes helped you feel a little more seen, a little more curious, and a lot less alone. If something in this episode resonated, send it to a friend. And be sure to check out the full versions for even more insights that are linked in the show notes down below. Catch you next time. Love y'all. Our creator, host, and executive producer is me, Danielle Bezalel, aka DB. Our producer is Sadie Lidji. Our communications lead is Cathren Cohen. Our music theme is by Hook Sounds. Thanks so much to our featured guests, partners, and listeners. If you have a rom-com you remember from growing up and want us to cover it on Rom-Com Bomb, submit it to us by leaving a review on Apple Podcasts and leaving a comment on Spotify. Want to partner with us? Email us at sexedwithdb@gmail.com. For more sex ed content, follow us on Instagram @sexedwithdbpodcast. See you next time.